Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Foggy versus Happy, Game 2 from, well, an ESL Cup not too long ago. Hopefully this game will, well, entertain you as it, well, a lot of WarCraft 3s. I can definitely catch you live if you go Twitch at 25. Yeah, well, I might actually be, for all you guys out there, I might actually be starting to stream a little bit earlier, maybe even closer to 6:15 Pacific time. Um, well, it turns out my daughter's schools are reopening, and because of that, well, my schedule has to change a little bit more. And if I want to keep this normal casting schedule first thing in the morning, which is something I do in fact want to keep, I'll have to make a time adjustments so that I can still take the kids to school early in the morning. Anyways, that's a little bit of an extra information for all you guys, all you viewers out there, as we're looking at Foggy spawning as the blue night elf over here in the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Happy has spawned as the yellow undead over here in the top right. This is Concealed Hill. As we are going into the matchup, Death Knight coming in from Happy. Meanwhile, are we going to be looking at a Keeper of the Grove? Yes, we are. No Demon Hunter this time around. Still consistent though. It's like plus or minus 5 minutes. Yeah, give or take. Hopefully, I'll see if I can continue to do that. I do like the familiar names and faces. Well, familiar names, not faces. You guys don't show me your faces ever, right? Anyways, the familiar names. Whenever I come on the cast, thank you guys for joining me as we're looking at the Keep of the Grove, who should be making its way out here in just a moment. Ancient of War absorbing quite a bit of damage, as that Ancient of War is going to be eating through these trees here in just a second. Keep of the Grove now out here on the battlefield as well. There's a couple of treants. They are going to end up. Thank you for the follow. Thank for the ensnare. Excuse me, as the Ancient of War finishes everything well. Been playing WarCraft 2 Tides of Darkness for over 10 years. Didn't get too involved with WarCraft 3, but always followed competition through my channel. I play Heroes of the Storm mostly these days. Do you still play that? I rarely get to play anything. Yeah. I still have a full-time job, and unlike a lot of the other casters out there who do also have families, their casting is and their streaming is actually their full-time job. So I believe Artos is probably the closest example of that, being able to still actively and semi-pro play StarCraft Brood War at this time. Anyways, Foggy gonna go ahead and clear out this creep camp down to the south. The Death Knight has not made its way down, instead opting to do a lot more creeping instead. Death Knight picks up Mantle of Intelligence +3, and, well, will be making its rounds as well. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove is already sitting at level 2, has picked up a Circlet of Nobility, one skeletal minion coming back across here, just trying to do a lot of harassment. One more final shot on that unit there, and I believe the skeletal minion actually got a little bit of damage. So a little bit of a steal right there, a skeletal minion making its way back over, as that skeletal minion was trying to get another steal once more. All right, we're looking at Crystal Ball revealing off to the north. Yes, Death Knight of Happy is pretty much revealed, and now Foggy knows that he has a little bit of time. Cart off El Guin? I don't. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I have some slight language issues, not being able to parse out words properly. That also probably makes me not the best teacher for my daughter in terms of spelling. But, well, what is a dad to do except try and learn for himself while at the same time teaching his kids? Archer is now making its way back off to the north here. 27/30 supply compared to 26/30. Happy teching the tier 2, 2/3 of the way there. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove just shy of level 3. Gonna get the entangle off and gets to level 3 now. All right, we're looking at a Hunter's Hall being thrown down, and this was very specific by Foggy to make sure that that skeletal minion didn't see the transition into the Hunter's Hall. And perhaps did he spot the Tree of Life? Hunter's Hall should be placed down, and then we should be looking at dual Ancients of Lore. Archers, are they going to try and aggro the creeps? No, they are not. Death Knight is there, but the Death Knight does not have Dust of Appearance, so we could be looking at, oh, nasty, level 2 Death Coil to try and get in some damage once more. All right, Keeper of the Grove, Skeletal Minion is now going to be popping on out. Death Knight could get in off another Death Coil onto that Archer. No, does not go for it. three units attempting to surround on Foggy's Keeper the Grove as it is now backing away. That's what happens when you don't allow spaces on your name. Yeah, that's true. Well, there are some common syllable breaking rules, but then again, those syllable breaking rules are for English, right? So, if other countries use the same or romanized alphabet and don't follow those same rules, such as la li et, because IE is, I believe, um, la li et. Actually, no, that actually follows and you just have to know that I and E is not a vowel team, and those are two separate vowels. Why am I even talking about this? What do you think of ESL having different map rules for Asian and European countries, Crota? Um, you know what? I haven't really given that much thought. Um, it it shows that ESL recognizes that there are different playing platforms in Europe versus popular playing platforms in Asia. You know, NetEase versus W3 champions being the main differences there. Demon Hunter now getting trained up here. Keeper of the Grove, Demon Hunter wanting to get up from level 3 to get level 2 mana burns. Keeper of the Grove will be trying to keep harassment at full throttle to minimize, well, the deadly, nasty hero nuking advantage that Undead often has. Personally, I think it's a terrible idea, and removing TS from European map pool is a brain the dead. Oh wow, they're removing Terranistan from the European map pool. That's one of the more um, anyways, coming back around, we are looking into gargoyle play. So ghouls and gargoyles once again for a happy. Staff of teleportation coming in from the Keeper of the Grove to heal back up. Are we going to be getting into ultra vision? No, we're going into strength of the wild first, as we are looking at the Demon Hunter now going to be getting into mana burns. Lich, however, has plenty of mana, as we see a circlet of mobility and a mantle of intelligence on that Lich, allowing that Lich to get up to 375 mana already. Demon Hunter off to the north, trying to shut down this expansion here. Perhaps going to try and get off another mana burn off onto other units here. Death Knight about to get mana burn. There it is, another 50-point mana burn, as now the Keeper of the Grove wants to mana burn the Lich. The Lich is down to 100 or at 123. Are we going to see a mana burn here as the Treants are trying to finish things off? All right, we could be looking at another mana burn. Yes, there's another mana burn. Lich unable to get anything there, as we now see an entangled Death Knight unable to death coil, as it is low on mana as well, as the archers and the dryads are still trying to rack up that damage. There goes another cancellation onto a ziggurat, as an archer gets focused down by the Lich and getting that last shot there. Meanwhile, Trents are going to go ahead and do the job, get the job done, take down the haunted gold mine, or force a cancellation there, as the Lich still back up to 110 mana, as it does have very strong natural mana regeneration still. Down to the south, Foggy is running up on two bases, has that economic advantage, but he invested quite a bit to try and put pressure and delay this expansion further and further. Will Foggy be able to get the economic advantage without giving too much experience to that Death Knight and that Lich? There is that Ancient of War holding off the door here, keeping track of this narrow walkway. In comes the Keeper of the Grove, and now we're going to be going into an engagement. Staff of Teleportation, Demon Hunter going to be trying to rush on in, and there gets a quick Frost Nova already, slowing down how quickly it can get within, well, mana burn range once again. All right, one Frost Nova, the main difference there. Demon Hunter perhaps going to try and make its way back over. More damage onto the Dryads off to the north here, as the Demon Hunter will try and perhaps finish off some of these other units down to the south. There's another quick mana burn, as we're looking at the Lich absorbing a bit of damage. Lich sitting at level 2, trying to run around in circles. Demon Hunter trying to catch up to that Lich. Are we going to get an entangle? No entangle here, as the Lich does have enough mana to be burned off once more. Are we going to get more engagements again, as we see a Treants trying to surround that Death Knight? All right, there's one mana burn, but I think Foggy doesn't need to continue to chase, as we see one Ancient of War off over here. It is not actually canceling that Blight. That Ancient of War not canceling that Blight. That Blight was from what? Sacrificial Skull, as we're looking at the Death Knight now teleporting back home. TM definitely banned more often and still in the map pool. It's just, yeah. Yeah, Twisted Meadows, if Twisted Meadows left the map pool, I wouldn't really be that surprised. But seeing Terranistan be removed does actually come as a shocker to me. Need to follow up on all of the competitive play. I usually just end up watching the replays and then noticing over time, like, wait, this previously very popular map has been removed. What happened? Anyways, Demon Hunter sitting at level 2, clearing out the center creep camp here. Gonna get the Demon Hunter to level 3, and this is gonna give Foggy that critical level 3 duo that he needs. Now, the Lich, on the other hand, is going to have, well, a little bit more mana. It has leveled up, and by being able to have access to Frost Nova, that in and of itself also limits how much mana burns the Demon Hunter can get off, as it's not able to close in on that distance nearly as quickly. A WGL Autumn Leaves and Died Hunters, that is awesome news, seeing Autumn Leaves in the map pool, being able to change things up, and it is absolutely great that W3 Champions is giving Blizzard, making Warcraft 3 fall under that a lot. Going back to the days where the core values that are written in stone or in cement out at the headquarters of Blizzards is still being followed. And everyone is a gamer. Like, I miss visiting Blizzard. I still have artwork in this room actually from BlizzCon when I was invited. When I was able to get out there and just see, and they had community involvement. Burrow Rush, how are you doing? Demon Hunter gonna go ahead and engage off here. Lich does have a lot more mana. It looks like it went Sacrifice or Dark Ritual over Frost Nova, as the Demon Hunter has been doing its best to try and mana burn that Lich, but not going to be able to really recover from that at all, as the Demon Hunter takes a large amount of damage, now being forced to back up and get some Moonwell healing as well. That Ancient of War being just led like a lamb to the slaughter, getting destroyed by the Death Knight, that Lich Obsidian statues, all there. Good old days. Yeah, no, Blizzard is a very different company than the last time I visited. And the core values, the core values of is different. And that's often true for any company that grows, right? When a company grows beyond and reaches, I say, critical stage, right, and it's able to lift off, the company and the property takes a life of its own. You can say that about Star Wars, you can say that about Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter franchise, and in this instance we're talking about Blizzard as a company. It became something more than the sum of its parts, and that's what had really made it great. Foggy being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to get away here. Dryad may get taken down. Whoa, no. Dryad saved at the last possible moment. Archer getting getting taken out pretty easily. Now, so it's not surprising that that you can't that it's different. It's the idea that you really can never return home, and because things just move forward, right? I believe oh my gosh, I can't. Why can't I think of the basketball player's name? Okay, a famous basketball player turned writer who played for the Los Angeles Lakers wrote an article about when LeBron James had opted to leave Miami and go to Cleveland, and the article basically, if you remember, LeBron James says, "I'm coming home," and he oh my gosh, a famous Laker has said, and turned like a beautifully written, says, you can never return home, right? Home, if I try to go back to my home when I grew up as a kid, it's different, and that's going to be same, and that's going to be true for anyone, right? Things change, things evolve, and sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, and I believe a lot of Blizzard folks or Blizzard fans have realized that you cannot, things just can't go back to how they were. Right? Right? Back when people, when they didn't have to answer to shareholders, where even if they lost a little bit of money, it was okay, right? And that was fine. If you looked on paper, Blizzard wasn't really, didn't really earn that much money. It was the brand of itself, in and of itself, that made Blizzard such a great company. If you compare it to EA and a lot of the other companies out there, it wasn't the number one revenue by any means. They canceled StarCraft Ghost, StarCraft Remastered. Sometimes Evolve, sometimes Devolve. Yeah, WarCraft 3 Reforged. Well, StarCraft Ghost, they tried to make StarCraft Ghost, and they found that the game just wasn't that fun, and the storytelling really wasn't worth it, right? They, I remember talking to some players or some players at StarCraft Ghost, or at Blizzard, and and they were trying to build the first person like silent style. All right, anyway, let's get back into this game. Gargoyle is going after the Dryads here. Back to the fountain. Foggy able to heal up a little bit, but he does have those creeps to try and deal with. This is a little bit of a, well, difficult. We're looking at another item being picked up. Sobi Mask, Keeper of the Grove, should be able to continue to fight here. We are looking at a Helm of Intelligence +2 as the Gargoyles are still trying to make their way off the north here. Beautiful Staff of Preservation saving that Dryad as the Death Knight and Lich were trying to push their way in onto the Fountain of Health. However, Foggy with a beautiful hold right there, and with that little bit of healing advantage, able to take that off. Sacrificing money for quality. Well, and here's the challenge, right? Like, other, um, right? Sometimes you build a great game, and you have a great game with great quality, and it's not the game that people wanted. I've talked with other developers, with other studios who have shut down. They build and even in my line of work, I'm a really great game, or a really strong platform, right, with a lot of tools, a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of thought, a lot of insight, and, well, no one wants to pay for it, right? No one wants to pay for or use that particular line of software. So that does become a problem, right? Well, if you made a really strong, a really high quality game, and then no one really wanted it, then that's the problem. And I think that was, actually, a good example of that is actually StarCraft 2 from Blizzard. Not that no one wanted it, a lot of people wanted it, but and the whole entire argument, okay, you know what, let's get more multi-unit control, let's get smart casting. These are all features that players wanted, and, well, no, players really. It turned out, like, 5, 7 years later, it's like, no. We want it. We want StarCraft remastered. We want how it originally was, right? We wanted the game to be difficult, right? That goes back to the classic Street Fighter 4, and that famous Evo fight where, I believe what Chung Li perfect parry, or Chung Li's alt super got perfect parried, and shows, you need skill. You want skill in a game, and even though a lot of players may say, you know what, I want to be able to recreate that moment. I want to be able to use 12 ghosts to lock down 12 carriers. You may say you want that, but at the same time, you don't want everyone else to be able to do that as well. So, yeah, I guess that's my example of building a high quality game, high quality product, but it has features that people didn't want, and therefore isn't as successful as the original, right? Uh, and these are my thoughts. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm hopefully, shedding new lights and new thoughts onto the topic, rather than having everyone just beat down on a Blizzard, right? Beat down on Blizzard. It's not the same thing now that it's corporate. Yeah, that's true. They're only caring about making money. Well, yeah, that's true. Companies should care about making money. All the stakeholders, right? The people who work there also want to know that the company is making money so that they can continue to have jobs. Otherwise, they're gonna move to another company that is making money, and that company can take care of them as well. Back into this game, Concealed Hill. Foggy does have this gold mine entangled, hasn't transferred any wisp over, and is currently sitting in high upkeep, getting only 8 gold a second as the main gold mine, may, he's not mining at all because he's purposely in high upkeep. Beautiful, beautiful thought by Foggy, knowing that with 15 wisps, he can gather lumber right now and not gather any gold. I love this play. I love it when it was used on Echo Isle. Happy is actually gaining less gold right now. He's gaining 8 gold a second compared to 0 as they are in high upkeep. But at the same time, with only 15 wisp out on the map, he can gather lumber and know that eventually he will need it once he tries to gather more gold again. All right, in comes the battle here. Mountain Giant's going to easily take down some of this crypt here, gets in some of that damage now, making that slow march forward. Mountain Giant's doing a great job here. I love this play. Level 4 compared to level 4. Only 2 heroes coming in from both sides as the Demon Hunter mana burning his way through much. All right, Staff of Preservation, no. Scroll of Healing, but the Druid of the Claw still ends up getting taken down as the Gargoyles are trying to back away. All right, Mountain Giants continuing to bash, taking down some of these other key buildings as well. No Staff of Preservation that I've seen, and without the Goblin Alchemist or without also what Goblin Alchemist or Panda, it is very difficult to deal with this flock of gargoyles who are fully upgraded in terms of their attack. Mountain Giants in that front line area, able to beat down, get in so much damage across the board as the Dryads are still continuing to push their way in. Death Knight now making their way across here as the Gargoyles are continuing to pull back here as the Mountain Giants are trying to, well, grab some additional trees and fight back once again. Dryads are going to continue to get taken down. A new bear back in that front line. I believe that was a bear from earlier. It did get rejuvenation, but it's going to get taken down pretty quickly as the Haunted Gold Mine now getting unsummoned. Death Knight sitting at level 5. Keeper of the Grove sitting at 4. Demon Hunter sitting at 4 as the taunts from the Mountain Giants trying to protect some of those Dryads. 97 supply compared to 77 as I believe gold is not being mined, only still Wisp on the lumber as we're looking at the units trying to retreat back. All right, units trying to retreat back. Demon Hunter down to 471 hit points. Now in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? There's the Staff of Preservation. Staff of Teleportation. Is the Keeper of the Grove going to get taken out? No, it does not. It is healed up back at home, able to go back here. We're looking at 88, and now going to go ahead and jump inside the entangled gold mines now. He is currently sitting on high upkeep, but he is also healing up at the Fountain of Health. He was avoiding getting gold earlier, has plenty of lumber right now, but this, well, may go a bit sideways. And maybe perhaps Foggy is going to wish that he was actually mining at least from this front gold mine, as Happy may end up trying to take it from him. All right, Keeper of the Grove now making its way forward. Trents are going to be coming in from the side. There is some gargoyle damage coming across as well. Keeper of the Grove does have Orb of Venom. So does that Demon Hunter. Both sides adding up more damage. Staff of Preservation continuing to save as the Mountain Giants are constantly trying to taunt the gargoyles from attacking the Keeper of the Grove and those Dryads. The Bear is getting taken down. 75 supply here. Main Wisp already taken down here. Or perhaps we should be looking at some detonations as the Keeper of the Grove looks to back away. Death Coil, Mana Burn a little bit late there as we're looking at the Keeper of the Grove trying to continue this fight here. Demon Hunter going after the unit. 69 supply compared to 64 as we now see level 5 on the Lich. That hero level advantage may start to carry even further as we see a level 3 Frost Nova blast away at that Demon Hunter. More mana burns coming back across. Level 5 now on the Demon Hunter as well. Demon Hunter could try and, well, perhaps get in some more mana burns. Now there's a 120, nearly 120 mana burn as the Lich about to get taken down. Lich now taken down. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 5 here as the Lich falls at level 5. Demon Hunter trying to back away. Perhaps we're going to be seeing a Scroll of Town Portal or something out of 150 mana burn, finishing things off, and Happy is in trouble. Happy trying to retreat back with the Abomination. Slow Poison coming in, finishing off another Abomination there as the Lich gets resurrected. Staff of Preservation returns back. Thank you for the follow as the Lich now makes its way back off to the north. This is not live. This is cast from ESL Cup. But thank you. This is a beautiful game, though. But yeah, thank you for the follows. And I do occasionally do some live casting. Maybe I will be able to Maybe I will be able to do it later. No, I think this is last week's, actually. Foggy's now trying to back away here. Keeper of the Grove down to 113 hit points, trying to back away once more. Is it going to be able to? Yes, transfers the Scroll of Town Portal. Mana burns the Death Knight for good measure, and all the units have retreated back. Treants are now joining in on the battle here, trying to clear up some things off to the north. We're looking at, well, a Tree of Eternity making the slow march back across. Demon Hunter with Orb of Venom, able to get some damage over time onto some of those fleeing units, and perhaps even getting a little bit of slow poison as well. The Gargoyle didn't focus the Dryads. The Gargoyles have constantly been taunted by the Mountain Giants. So and every time you need to re-execute the same command, well, it takes away from your attention elsewhere, such as landing death coils, moving your Lich, your Death Knight, trying to dodge a bit of mana burns. And that looks like what's happening here. Happy sitting at 50 over 60 supply. Dryad is going to get saved. It does not look like it. There's a mana burn on to a Lich right there as the Dryad now gets taken down. Keeper of the Grove going to try and fight back the other side here. Mountain Giants underneath all of those units. Going to get in a little bit of damage once more. Keeper of the Grove trying to back away. There's a little bit more damage again as the Demon Hunter could be in trouble as the Ghoul gets taken out as well. Mountain Giants using those long clubs that range 250 siege damage. Even though it technically is melee. Coming back around, Tree of Eternity nearly done entangling this gold mine. Foggy knows that he just needs to hold the door here in order to get the win. Wisp are coming back over. They're trying to repair, unable to do that. Wisp are unable to repair a building that is not yet completed. Demon Hunter is there as well, looking to throw in some mana burns. There's a nasty Frost Nova taking down two or three of the Wisps there as we could see perhaps a mana burn. Yeah, Foggy can't actually see what Happy's Lich right there as the Wisp do quickly jump inside. All right. That Lich, as it was attacking, I think the Demon Hunter could have actually mana burned down across that small gap. I don't know the actual distance between this high ground and that low ground over there. Ouch, forgot that taunt affects flying units. Yep, exactly that. That's the reason why the Mountain Giants have been doing so much work, constantly forcing a Happy to micro more. Yeah. And getting into a micro battle against Happy, I don't recommend it for anyone, but Foggy seems to be using those Mountain Giants extremely well. You can't shift click with those Gargoyles that tell it to attack one Dryad after another. Foggy purposely taking down his own Goblin Shredder up to 4,000 or almost 5,000 lumber as the entangled gold mine. Are we going to be getting some repairs once more? There is a meat wagon in the back, and that is going to guarantee a lot of damage again. All right, Disease Cloud is off over there. Death Knight going to be coming across. All right, there's a mana burn onto that Death Knight as the armies are going to be trying to engage again. All right, Obsidian Statue in the back. In comes another mana burn. However, Death Coil is used in time as the Demon Hunter now trying to back away. Mountain Giants now making their way forward. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used as that Demon Hunter going to have a little bit of problem. One meat wagon in the back. Demon Hunter needs to get a Scroll of Healing or something. Buys a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, uses the Scroll of Healing. There's a mana burn onto the Lich to save as the Demon Hunter able to back away temporarily. Death Knight, Death Coil onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter gets taken down as the Keeper of the Grove trying to retreat back once more, trying to flee from all of this. Meanwhile, the Mountain Giants and all of these other units simply too far away. The unholy aura of the Death Knight at level 3 allowing the undead army to create a little bit of separation as the Demon Hunter fell and the Dryads were unable to finish off any more of those fleeing units. However, Destroyers constantly getting healed again. Death Knight does have a little bit of Scroll of Healing as well. We're looking at a couple of Destroyers about to get taken down. No, still getting healed up. Abominations could get finished off. More taunts. Staff of Teleportation coming back in. Keeper of the Grove is going to be joining in on the fight as the Keeper of the Grove is right there sitting at level 5. All right, continuing to move on in. There is no more real mana on the other heroes as the Keeper of the Grove looking to finish off. Yes, takes down a meat wagon as well. No, that was denied as the Keeper of the Grove really needed a little bit more experience to get to level 6. Tranquility would greatly change the impact of this game right now as we're looking at the Destroyers trying to go after some units but unable to do all that much. Another Frost Nova going down onto that Keeper of the Grove. That denial on that meat wagon could turn out to be the tipping point for Happy to get back or to take this game. No, Tranquility now online there. Are we going to see a lot of damage? And the Keeper of the Grove trying to hold off the army. Is it going to work? He's trying to hold the door. Death Knight down to 98 hit points. Slow poison, constantly taunting. What is going on there? Death Knight being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to back away as the Dryad now going to retreat. Is that Dryad going to get taken down? No, it is not. All right. Yeah. Keeper of the Grove trying to hold the door, unable to do so. Both the Keeper of the Grove and the Demon Hunter, well, not quite sure why Foggy chose to quick resurrect that Demon Hunter. He could have started resurrecting at the Altar of Elders much, much earlier. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove is now going to go ahead and drink from those Moonwells and then push in on this fight. 53 supply compared to 34. Death and Decay, Tree of Eternity, suffering large amounts of damage. The buildings are going to get lost here pretty fast as we're looking at the Wisp trying to run away. What's going to happen? There's that mana burn as the Tree of Eternity down to 348 hit points. There's another Tranquility brought in for good measure as the Wisps could try and repair once more. All right, Keeper of the Grove, Tranquility does have a very, very fast cooldown. As you may know, Dryad going to get taken out here to try and maintain no upkeep and get more gold. All right, it's a game of economics and, well, tax evasion for the Night Elf army, keeping that family smaller and keeping more of the gold, perhaps trying to get more items instead. Scrolls of healing and potions of lesser invulnerability should work out well still. Very, very great game going back and forth. One base, about another 4 minutes of mining left. Happy already having the foresight to unsummon some more of these buildings to try and gain a little bit or bolster that army just a bit more. There is one mountain giant off to the side here. Wisp are about to jump inside here, and are they going to be able to start mining again freely? Yes, they are. 20 gold a second. But a meat wagon is in position already. Demon Hunter going to try and come back from the other side. There is another reveal right there. Entangled Goldmine down to 613 hit points as the Demon Hunter trying to mana burn. Demon Hunter is just holding that off right there. And here we go. There's a mana burn, and there's a Frost Nova right there. Tranquility already being used. Demon Hunter can just turn back around, can continue to fight as well as the Meat Wagons are now making their way back over. Another mana burn there on the Lich, losing one more Frost Nova. Abomination in that frontline spot. Tranquility constantly being used pretty consistently as another mana burn goes down onto that Death Knight. Well, Lich gets another Frost Nova off there. Demon Hunter still has a potion of lesser invulnerability, still trying to fight its way through as the units are backing away again. All right, 1 or 3 mountain giants. Where are these mountain giants going? They're just simply walking on by and knowing that, hey, as long as I'm healing, I am in an O, or as long as I'm mining 2 bases to 1, I can stretch my advantage further. Foggy seems to have found the right plays to continue this economic advantage strategy as the Entangled Goldmine, well, starting to suffer a bit of damage once more. All right, 2 meat wagons off here as those meat wagons are going to be lobbing some damage. Well, in comes some mountain giants. We are going to be getting into some taunts, and here we are. Those meat wagons could be in trouble. A little bit of a pincer play coming in from both sides as Tranquility once again being used. Keeper of the Grove down to 500 hit points, still trying to heal. Is he going to be able to do exactly that? Demon Hunter could try and mana burn a little bit more as well as the potion of lesser invulnerability finally being used there. Keeper of the Grove still in trouble as well. That Keeper of the Grove doing a great job constantly using Tranquility to make sure that the fight starts off in his favor. Demon Hunter now being forced to retreat back as we're looking at Abominations falling from behind, and this army is just constantly getting divided and conquered over and over and over again. Deathcoil saves the Destroyer off to the north again as the Destroyers are now still moving their way through. Demon Hunter and Keeper of the Grove are going to be rejoining back in on this fight. Keeper of the Grove shows back up again. A little bit of damage over time. There's an Entangled, and the Death Knight, well, Happy throws in the towel. Foggy takes game number 2 with a great effort using economic advantage and a taunt to try and shut down those gargoyles from finishing off those dryads. Also, Happy making sure to not mine gold unless if he was in high upkeep, giving him the advantage later on that his second gold mine was not mined out until much later on. Happy probably lost more. Actually, let me take a look at this. Resources. Foggy lost more gold to upkeep, but Happy lost a fair amount as well. And well, Foggy just tried to make sure that he wasn't mining at high upkeep while Happy was. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.